3, 2, 1, end of test. King with a go.
Well, hello there and welcome to another edition of Warbird Wednesday. My name is Fred Bell. I am the Vice Chairman of the Palm Springs Air Museum. Thanks so much for joining us today. And we are looking at a tubby fighter that never was. Cool, some cool ideas with it, but something that never happened. But first, Jason, my crabby assistant, what is this?
Hey there, Mr. Krabs. Are you ready to party?
Can you get me a Krabby Patty? I don't know whether if that's copyrighted or not, but the kids will love this as we give this to them in our classes to play with. We are talking today about the North American, the YF-93. I'll go up and throw up a plan view. Greg in the edit can throw up a plan view of the North American, the YF-93. It was this, and look at how pretty this airplane is. And if Greg throws a picture of the other airplane, it is much more robust and a little bit bigger. It was actually designed from the F-86, and it was supposed to be a long-range fighter penetrator. And, in other words, go with the bombers and fight their way in, at this time, Cold War, to Soviet airspace. Its first flight was in 1950. It was retired. This one had a little bit longer lease on life. The prototypes was retired in 1956. There were two of them, and they were pretty cool. This is an interesting airplane. Started as the NA-157, the long-range version of the F-86, as I said. And this was, remember, Cold War. We're flying around with a bunch of atomic weapons in these airplanes, and we got to get our way into the Soviet Union, which is creating more and more fighter forces of their own. So they, the Iron Curtain at this point has fallen. Communism and capitalism have created this bipolar world, and we got to get in there and drop those nukes. And they were trying different ways to do that. Strategic bombers. Especially these big bombers like the B-36, and we saw in Korea with the B-29 against MiG-15s. They just, they're big, slow-moving targets, and that's something to think about. At the end of this video, I'm going to tell you something about that. And they were going to need these fighters to fight their way in. Now, the difference was they closed up the front end of the YF-93, and they put basically a gun sight radar, a ranging radar out there. And then they created these little NACA air intakes, slit air intakes on either side for the jet engine. We're going to talk about that in just a second. But first, I'm going to get to my salute. And my salute is to all of those Cold War bomber pilots that were flying that triad. For a long time, we had bombers up 24/7. You had aircraft on station the entire time because they didn't know if they were going to be able to scramble to get going. And so those bomber crews were under a tremendous amount of stress during the Cold War, and we are going to salute them with Hank's Gourmet Orange Soda. Man, you're a lot of like cream soda, orange soda. What are we doing here, Jason? Let's see, 170 calories. They're proud of this one. California cash refund. And we're going to go ahead and check this out. This Hank's Gourmet Orange Soda. There's a little bit of a fizz. It is not chilled to perfection, Jason. I'm actually getting in the comments. There are some people are getting very upset about the fact that you're not chilling these sodas. I'm not sure, but there could be a movement going here.
Come on, man. What is he doing?
So to all of you Cold War bomber pilots who were part of the triad, I salute you. Oh. That definitely needs to be chilled. That has a bite. Oh, yeah, you're enjoying this. I can see it. Ugh. Second sip.
This isn't something that I would personally seek out. but it was good for an impromptu.
Some of these things, obviously, you don't chill them, and whatever's in them doesn't like that, and it just is absolutely nasty. So, back to the bulked up F-86, the YF-93. So, I'll give you the sad part about it first. It lost to the F-101, to the Voodoo. Now, how it lost to the Voodoo, I cannot understand that, because the Voodoo itself had all kinds of flight control issues, and the Voodoo, it's a conversation for another time, but the Voodoo it did not have all the voodoo. Jason, how's about that? That's about as far as I'm going to go. It had a lot of issues. On the YF-93, these slits, ultimately, they were NACA designed, but they ended up causing problems. The motor in this was a J48, and these flush-mounted inlets had a lot of issues with high angle of attack. So if you went up to a high angle of attack, it wasn't getting enough airflow, and I would imagine, although I didn't read this, and you correct me in the comments, you would have a compressor stall if that happened. But what really killed this airplane was a bomber. The B-47 killed this aircraft because the B-47 was so groundbreaking and so fast, they didn't think that it needed an escort. Can you believe that? And they killed the program. Now, what they did not think about, and this airplane would not have helped, but was what, Jason? Surface-to-air missiles, SAMs. And these bombers were big targets for these now guided missiles that were coming into their own. So the YF-93 went into history, and they were both scrapped sometime later, which is sad. I mean, there are a lot of these aircraft, these testbed aircraft. It's sad that they were scrapped. You would think they'd send them to a museum, but think about how many bazillion of those things we would have if that were the case. Now, if you are sitting at home like Jason and you want to color airplanes, these are big pictures. Jason can manage that. You can do that. Actually, this is great for a kid just starting out in a coloring book. Go ahead and click on that link, and Jason will happily run down to the store and send you one of those coloring books. I'm standing here in front of a T6, a North American product. We cannot do all of this without your help. Click on that link in the description. There's one down there for donation. Send us a few bucks. We can surely use it. If you are teaching the kiddos at home, you can get the Amazon education books either by downloading them from Amazon, or you can actually click on the link. They're free, and you can teach the kids one lesson or a group of lessons, and that's a lot of fun for the summer. If you come across us on Facebook or YouTube and you like one-take...
A few moments later.
If you like one-take military aircraft videos, we're your shop. Go ahead and give us a like or a subscription, depending if you're on Facebook or YouTube. We love comments. And hey, forward us to your friends who may like that type of content. It does nothing but help the channel. My name is Fred Bell. I am the Vice Chairman of the Palm Springs Air Museum. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
3, 2, 1, end of test. King with a go.
Rise to the blessed day, all my fears have gone away. I guess it's